Now, I have the pleasure to introduce someone who has provided all of us at Ameren, Illinois, his compassionate vision and incredible leadership, and that is Richard Mark. This program today and our mission is all built upon Richard's charge to us to deliver programs while helping those who need it the most. Richard J. Mark is chairman and president of Ameren, Illinois, which has over $3.2 billion in annual revenue and delivers energy to 1.4 million electric and natural gas customers. Joining Ameren in 2002 as Vice President of Customer Service, he quickly rose to the position of Senior Vice President of Ameren, Missouri Energy Delivery, becoming the first African American in that position. He was appointed President of Ameren, Illinois in 2012. His prior experience includes 6 years as President and Chief Executive Officer and 5 years as Chief Operating Officer of St. Mary's Hospital in East St. Louis. He also led the East St. Louis District 189 Financial Oversight Panel. Richard has been instrumental in shaping regulatory policy that is transforming the energy sector in Illinois. He led a bold initiative that expanded access to energy efficiency programs and cost-saving tools for customers, while paving the way for greater access to renewable energy. Under Richard's direction, Ameren, Illinois is modernizing the Illinois electric grid, installing smart technologies, improving reliability, and creating thousands of jobs and communities throughout Central and Southern Illinois. Richard has received 3 honorary doctorate degrees for his civic and community work, along with numerous awards and honors. In 2019, he was awarded the Senator Richard H. Newhouse Award from the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus Foundation and the Leadership Award from the Midwest Energy Efficiency Alliance. In 2018, he received the Leadership Award from the Springfield NAACP, the Visionary Award from the Foundation Fighting Blindness, and was named one of the most powerful executives in America by Black Enterprise Magazine, among many other awards. And one of the coolest things about having Richard speaking with us today is that Richard has sat in the same chair that many of you sit in today. Richard's professional experience includes leading workforce development efforts, very similar to the efforts that we are currently working on with CDAC to build. So I am very grateful that Richard is a part of the story that brings us all here together today. So welcome, Richard.
Thank you, Crystal, and I thank you, Cassie, and CDAC, and all of the team and staff at the University of Illinois for putting this program together. And thank all of you that are out there participating in this virtual summit that we're having today. You know, I'm still trying to get used to doing all of these meetings virtually, and it's always a little different and a little difficult. But I think the team today has really put together an exciting program and an exciting agenda for all of you. You know, I was looking through the agenda yesterday that you have planned, and some of the topics, it talks about the lack of awareness, minorities being underrepresented in the energy efficiency workforce, and how do we close that gap. All of those are types of things that Ameren, Illinois looked at back in 2016 and thought about when we tried to design the new energy efficiency programs for our service territory. And just to give you a little perspective, Ameren, Illinois serves approximately 3/4 of the state of Illinois geographically. We go from Galesburg, Illinois, in the northernmost portion of our territory, all the way down to the tip of the state in Kentucky, and then across the state from the Iowa border to the Indiana border, 44,000 square miles. So we have a very diverse service territory, over 1,100 communities in that territories and 83 counties. And so an extremely diverse service territory. And when we started looking at designing our energy efficiency programs, and that were actually expanded in 2016 by legislation through the Illinois General Assembly, a program called the Future Energy Jobs Act that really expanded energy efficiency in the state. And we started looking at, how do we make our programs and design our programs to meet the needs of everyone? We have 1.2 million electric customers, over 800,000 natural gas customers. Each of those customers are paying something in every month to support energy efficiency programs. How do we design programs to give them something back, programs that they can utilize? And so in some of our initial polling that we did and analysis, we were surprised to find that most of the, historically, most of the households that benefited from energy efficiency programs were households making over $100,000 per year. And we knew that most of our customers do not make over $100,000 a year. So how do we design programs that are going to meet their needs also? And so, I brought, as you heard, Crystal's passion in her introductory remarks. She started off as a corporate attorney, but when she was handling our case in front of the Illinois Commerce Commission, and as you can tell from her compassion and around making sure that we actually meet the needs and serve the public, I decided that she shouldn't be representing us as an attorney. She should be actually helping us implement and run this program, because she has that passion that is needed to make sure that we're really part of those communities that we serve. And that's what developing this type of workforce commitment is all about, having the compassion to really meet the needs of the community. You saw the video as we started and that talked about our market development initiative. And, I saw several comments pop up in the chat screen about, a good program. They appreciate the video. But you'd be surprised at the opposition that our program, our energy efficiency program, met when we proposed it to the Illinois Commerce Commission. It actually, many of our program was virtually attacked by a number of stakeholders wanting us to not put money into low to moderate income programs, not to put money into our market development initiative. In fact, there were comments. One comment that I remember from that time, explicitly, is that in testimony at the hearings, one of the opponents of our energy efficiency plan said that serving low-income customers and doing our market development initiative was a luxury we couldn't deserve. If we have to do a program and we can't design that program to meet the needs of every customer, regardless of how much money they make, regardless of their status or their ethnicity, we shouldn't be doing that program with consumer money. And that was the approach we took. Last night in preparing for our remarks today, I wanted to go back and just refresh my memory a little bit. And so I was looking through some files and I saw some headlines from 2017 when our program was we were trying to get approval at the Illinois Commerce Commission. And I'd like to just share a couple of those headlines with you. One of the headlines at that time, when they talked about when we introduced the market initiative program, when we introduced funding for low to moderate income families, when we reduced the programs to provide senior citizens on fixed income the ability to take advantage of our HVAC replacement program. The headline was Ameren looking to circumvent new Illinois energy rules. One I thought was kind of interesting because we stood fast on our commitment to low to moderate income. One headline was a tale of two utilities. The other says Ameren plan stokes division in Illinois. Another headline says controversial Ameren energy efficiency plan finally wins approval. And I would like to just publicly thank the Illinois Commerce Commission because in the face of just tremendous opposition of wanting us to meet target numbers, not meet the needs of the customers that we serve, the Illinois Commission voted to let us implement our market development initiative. And that market development initiative over the last three and a half years has really proved, in my opinion, to really benefit not only our customers, but the entire state of Illinois. Last year, that program allowed us to spend $9.5 million with diverse businesses that had never done business in the energy efficiency space before. It allowed us to offer internships that you saw in the video, as well as partnering with other minority businesses to offer programs to help other businesses come into the energy efficiency space. It allowed us to offer scholarships. You saw some of those in the students in the video. Scholarships for students to go to community colleges to learn about energy efficiency, to learn about construction management, HVAC, and other types of programs that would be needed in the energy efficiency space. And then it also allowed us to partnership with many of minority businesses throughout the state to help them, understand and become more aware of opportunities in the energy efficiency space to expand and grow their businesses. And, I take a lot of pride in being able to do that. I know our staff does. I know you heard it in Crystal's passion voice. But, those are programs that if we hadn't been able to be really push that through the commission, they would not have happened because, many of the stakeholders in this process look at hitting certain targeted numbers. And sometimes you have to put those numbers aside when you're looking at meeting the needs of such diverse populations. When we look at even contracting out services, and many times corporations look at, buying from the lowest bidder, and obviously to be efficient and to operate efficient operations of our company, we look at the lowest bidder also, but also we look at the diversity and the communities that those bidders are from. And sometimes we have to make exceptions and say, well, we're going to pay a little bit more for this service because this is a local business. This is a business that's in that community. This is a diverse business. And, I think when you look at the energy efficiency space, you have to take that same approach. You have to look at not do we meet our target number on kilowatt hours saved, but do we look at the individuals and the people that we save? Do we look at the families that we're able to pull together and help with offering new products to them? Do we look at the small businesses that are able to grow from maybe one or two employees to larger employees? I know one of our small diverse businesses grew from 4 employees to over 50. And those types of stories are the things that really grow communities. And that's what's important. And so, as we look forward to the day and you get to your breakout sessions, I encourage you to have those discussions and sometimes difficult discussions on how do we combine the goals of creating a cleaner environment for our country, but at the same time, we meet the needs of the people that we are serving. We meet the needs of every customer that's out there, all of our residential customers, our commercial customers, and industrial customers. And, I would say that it takes courage in order to do that. And it takes people to, develop partnerships to work together with a common cause. And that common cause is to make sure that we're meeting the needs of everyone that's being served. So as we look forward to the future, at Ameren, Illinois, we know that there's more opportunities out there. And so this past February, we actually introduced some legislation that would really call the Downstate Clean Energy and Affordability Act, and really to help push the renewable energy and energy efficiency and cleaner energy further in central and southern Illinois. And our plan that we talk about is being able to expand solar facilities that are owned and developed by the utility, by Ameren, Illinois, because we would identify and locate those facilities in moderate to low income communities. We've actually targeted 50 of the poorest zip codes in the state of Illinois in our service territory, and looked at opportunities to put solar facilities in those communities. While we're putting solar facilities there, how do we provide workforce development and training for the people that can help build them as well as maintain them? We also, in that program, we're looking at how do we expand the electrification transportation sector in central and southern Illinois. In that 44,000 square mile area of our service territory, there are only 60 public charging stations. How do we build an infrastructure or develop a workforce team that can actually expand that electrification of our transportation sector and open those opportunities throughout the state, whether it's on the highways or whether it's in those low to moderate income communities where we don't find an interest of other private sector businesses or commercial businesses wanting to come and do that development and build those charging stations in those communities. But we feel that with a program that we've designed, we'll be able to do that. We'll be able to work with school districts to provide electric buses and provide training programs in those schools that talk about energy efficiency and renewable energy. And so those are some of the basic components of legislation that we've introduced, and we're planning to introduce some amendments to that legislation next year. And one of those amendments will be to require diversity, equity, and inclusion for every provider that benefits from dollars collected from utility customers. Right now, we talk about the programs that Ameren, Illinois has done, and every utility reports annually on their commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion in the state. We want everyone who is benefiting from dollars that are collected for energy efficiency, for renewable energy, to participate with the same commitment, the same passion that Crystal has, and with the same focus on how do you expand opportunities for minorities, minority businesses, as far as a minority workforce throughout the state. We recently were working with some renewable energy providers, developers, and when looking at the list of many of those contracts that were awarded by the state, 7 out of the 10 largest contracts were for developers that were not in Illinois, that did not have commitments or goals for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we feel that if we're going to really be serious about expanding diversity in our state, if we're going to be serious about expanding diversity in the energy efficiency sector and in the renewable energy business, we have to make sure that every person that is involved, every business that is involved, does their part to work with all of you there today to really help expand and develop partnerships that we're working for one goal, and that is not the goal of not only bringing clean energy for the state of Illinois, but making sure that we have a diverse workforce to meet those clean energy needs in the future. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Cassie.